Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for September 16th. Currently looking at the US-Japanese yen pair. This particular pair closed down today. It did have a pretty good range, did break previous support, but did pull back a significant amount before closing very close to yesterday's close, if you see the semblance there between the two. Anyway, looking for this pair to continue moving sideways with a bias to that is sideways as well. Look for this pair to potentially move as high as 91.87, possibly as low as 89.47. Look for some resistance around 91.66 and look for some support around 90.00. Now, switching to the Euro-USD pair, this particular pair closed up for this past session. It is moving up with a bias to the upside. We are looking for this pair to move potentially as high as 147.50 while hitting and also hit some resistance there. Look for support and a lower level around 146.58 in this pair. Now, switching to the pound US dollar pair. This particular pair has formed a doji bar over this last session. If you notice, it closed exactly where it opened. These are rare as far as opening exactly where it closed, which it happened here, and that signaled a reversal. So definitely keep an eye on this pair. Now, this pair also formed an inside bar. So an inside bar doji could have a breakout that could be very strong, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Look for this pair to potentially go as high as 166.38, possibly as low as 163.26. Look for some resistance around 165.34, and look for some support around 164.01. Now, switching to the US Swiss, this pair closed down today. It is moving down, biased to the downside. Look for this pair to potentially move as high as 1.0431, possibly as low as 10231. Look for some resistance around 10369 and look for some support around 10297. Now, as far as news announcements goes, we have the Canadian Bank releasing their Consumer Price Index for August at 7 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. No consensus. Previous was 1.80%. Now, we also have the Swiss Bank releasing their interest rate decision at 8 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow morning. Seems like an odd time, but nonetheless, that's what's stated. Looking to hold rates at 0.25%. So if it comes out different than that, definitely keep an eye on it. Well, that about does it for today. I am looking for one trade, and that's in the pound US dollar pair. Like I talked about earlier, we have an inside bar, doji bar here that has been hit. Look for a breakout below this low. Come down here about 50 pips down would be a great place to put a stop loss, or would be to go to break even. I'd put my stop loss a little bit above this doji bar, so have your stop loss there above the high, and I would look for it to tag back down to around here. This would be the 100 pip mark. So at 50, go to break even. At around the 100 mark, I would go ahead and exit this particular trade. Another little scalping trade you can do is if the low here of this doji bar gets broken, you could look to, there's about 30 pips there between this doji bar's low and the bar before it. That 30 pips could go pretty quick. Maybe put your stop loss or your entry 5 pips below the low of the doji bar, and then look to take 10 pips off the table is what I would look. That way you're above the low. So if it breaks down, you'll be able to scalp a few pips and then get out of the market. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.